Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower. With me today, we got...
Kyle McIntyre.
All right.
What's up?
Yeah, it's been a minute here. So, this one, kind of on me. So,
Yeah, dude, what the hell?
I think we recorded a Patreon, and then the next day we were going to record, I think, the main, and then had to kick that can, and then I had a gig, and then my sister was in town with the kids, and I can't just be like, I'm going to be...
Oh, sure. Sure.
Yeah. This is cool. I mean, yeah, hanging out, my, sister, family, and then, kids.
Yeah. How was that?
Yeah, it was actually fun. So, my nephew, Emery, he's, 10 now, so he's starting to get to the age where it's like, he's kind of becoming his own, like, more, he's still a kid, but it's like, starting to have an interest in things that are like, stuff that I like, big kid things.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out a way to say it. And it's like things that like my sister and her husband don't really have an interest in it. Like, for example, the main one was like, oh, he really wanted to go to a comic book store. He's never been. He wanted to go. I'm like, oh, totally, I'll go. There's, plenty in San Diego. And then, so he went to one. And then there was by the time, they were doing the beach and all that shit like that. And I'm like, okay, well, there's one, over in Mission Valley. We can go to this one. And then going to this comic book place, Comics and Stuff, I think is what it's called. I guess give them a shout out or whatever.
What's the stuff?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful about the stuff in those places.
Mm-hmm. And then, but there were people, two people who worked there. You could tell they loved their fucking job. Like, we get paid minimum wage, but we get to just hang around comics all day and then nerding about some fucking comic book writer who happened to be at Comic-Con, but then they came into their store and they were like stoked. I'm like, they were talking loud. Oh my God, I'm so stoked about this. I'm like, who fucking, I'm like, but this is their world. And I'm like,
yeah,
Emery, these are fucking nerds. Even I'm thinking that.
That's why you took them there, to shame everyone.
Look at them.
You don't want to be like them.
No. It wasn't that. It just kind of was there. I was just noticing, like, oh man, they love their jobs. I think must be nice. I hate my job. No. But it's also like it was a thing too. Sometimes stereotypes are true for a reason. Because you go in there and then the nerd comic book stereotype where it's all like they're allergic to deodorant and soap.
Jesus.
God fucking damn, dude. It smelled like BO and shit. People.
Damn.
I'm like
the halitosis mixed with the fucking
BO. I think like sometimes I stink, but I smell like more like ball sweat than I don't necessarily have like a BO thing. And then I know for you've said it before too, but I'm like, I've never smelled like a BO thing from you. But these people, like, that's like textbook BO. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but it's like, I'm not, it's just in my own head. I'm like, I'm going to talk about it on my podcast. Talk shit about people I will never see.
Yeah, as soon as you're outside of their earshot, I'm all
Yeah, but
down.
He was stoked, and he's like, my sister's like, oh, just get one, and then get one for your brother. And it's like the comics are like $3. I'm like, if I can get a bunch, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like, and my sister's like, oh, I don't know, like giving me $20. I'm like, I can afford it. I can afford comic books for my nephew. I don't. But actually, if you want to Venmo me, no. I'm just. But yeah, just like it's fun. He's excited to go. He's picking out comics he wants to see, or wants to get. And then he's been getting into Superman, which I'm like, I'm not. I don't really know Super.
That's like
I'm aware of him.
Some people get into Superman, and that's where they stay.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, they get out of that. Because
he's also a Spider-Man guy. He likes the Marvel stuff. And I'm like, what about Spider-Man? Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah. But I think that's...
Superman, the movie just came out, so that's probably why.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, Superman's in Fortnite, too. I'm like, okay. Well, Spider-Man, huh? I think his little brother is into Spider-Man. So I was like, oh...
You should play Fortnite with him.
They claim guys or whatever. It's like, oh, Spider-Man's my guy. Well, Superman's my guy. I'm like, okay. But I'm like, still got him like, I'm like, what about Batman? He's like, oh, okay, I can get a Batman comic. Yeah, I get Batman. And then Venom. And then, yeah, so I'm like, all right, let's go get them all. And I'm like, I didn't think to look at them. I'm like, well, they're comics. I'm like, well, of course they're violent. Who cares? Like, comics, gives a shit.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and then he's like going, and I'm like, oh, I got one. And I'm like, well, you can get this one. It's like 4 comics in one. And then he's like, well, it comes with a toy. I'm like, yeah, get it. It comes with a toy. Get it. That's ROI, pal. You need to get it. The fact that he's grabbing more stuff and I'm not telling him no. I'm like, yeah, you should get that. And then I was like,
yeah, you should maybe get him like one of the, I don't know, behind the scenes like graphic novel type things of Superman or something.
So he's into a couple different ones, so it's not just
the genesis of the character, of Superman. I find that boring at this age. But
yeah, I mean at 10, but it's still like fun. I'm like, oh, he's the comics that come with toys. He's like an action figure. I'm like, yeah, perfect, that's cool. And then I was like walking around, and I was looking at other stuff too. And then I'm like, oh, they had these buttons, and then that were sort of online. So I went and picked those up. He's like, oh, what are those for? I'm like, these are for me. I showed him. He's like, oh, so you're getting stuff too? I'm like, yeah, I'm getting stuff too. These are for me. And he's like, oh.
He looks at you as like,
he's like, oh, you like this stuff too? He's talking to me about anime. You like anime? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, it's like, what do you like? He's like, I started watching Naruto, and I'm like, god damn. I'm like, you need to watch Dragon Ball Z. He's like, I don't know. My friends watch Naruto. I'm like, all right. Well, I mean, you're eventually gonna get to Dragon Ball Z. And luckily they're all out now, so you don't have to fucking wait 6 months until Goku lands on Namek.
Half the time was just the fucking setup that you just saw was the recap from the last episode you watched.
Yeah.
I swear there must have only been 10 minutes of content. Well, and it's like, and then straight to commercial. You're like, god damn, we just got the recap.
Yeah, well, there was
commercial.
The one, I think, when Goku was
fighting. Join our fearless hero. I'm like, god damn it.
Or Goku was fighting Frieza. It says the planet's going to blow up in, 3 minutes, and it ended up being like an hour and a half of screen time. I'm like, well, that's a really long 3 minutes.
It's like, an hour of that was probably like 4 days of,
them talking.
Yeah.
So you're just going to let him power
Stating
up?
the obvious.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
His power levels are, oh my God. Yeah.
And then, so we go, and so we're like, oh, that's fun. And then as we're walking through the mall, he's like, oh, I mean, we could go look at GameStop. I'm like, yeah, let's go. So he's like talking to me about things that I'm into as well. I'm like, yeah, let's go into GameStop. And then I go, and then I'm looking around at games. He's like, oh, do you have a PlayStation? I'm like, no, but what if I get one? And he's like,
am I gonna be cool?
I'm like, no. So I'm like, well, I'm looking at games because I could buy a game and then eventually get a PlayStation. He's like, oh, okay. Like for him, he's like that. Why?
You have to plan to make moves like that.
Well, yeah, because if you find a good PS4 game for like $10, which now it's kind of cool. That at least that GameStop has like older games. Like some PS2. Actually has like Super Nintendo and shit like that. Whereas like GameStop didn't have retro games like that. They were just like, no, we're sticking to ripping you off for modern consoles and modern games.
Yeah.
So we were just looking around, and then he was like, because he's into Superman. There was like this Superman like kind of the emblem necklace locket thing, and it had like the picture of the super dog in it. He's like, oh, this would be cool. I'm like, yeah, get it. He's like, what? He could just like, yeah.
You're kind of a bad example, actually.
And I'm like, 'cause my sister was like, no. I'm like, yeah, you like it and you want it. It's like $15. Get it. And I mean, it's off camera.
Bye.
Well, it was on a high shelf, and so there was a amiibo that I got of Boo from Super Mario. And I went and grabbed it. And he's like, oh, what? So what are you getting that for? So a nickname that my family calls me is Boo. And then he calls me that. So I'm Uncle Boo. And then he's like, I was like, oh, it's like, because he like I was grabbing it. He's like, oh, if I was getting it for him. So what are you getting that for? I'm like, for me. It's like, because I'm Boo. He's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. He's like, oh, of course.
Oh yeah, duh.
Well, you would. He's like,
See, my uncle, we related more like over music,
yeah.
so that we'd listen to music and stuff. He'd talk about
Mhm.
things, whatever, music he was into. We listened to Offspring. I've talked about that before.
Yeah.
But it also, there was one time where it's like we just drove to um Guitar Center, and he bought like you know the Affinity bass kit. That was what he got me. He's like,
Mhm.
you're gonna learn bass. Like,
Yeah.
all right,
All right.
whatever.
Okay.
Well, here's a
Nice.
bass. Here's
Cool.
a Squire Affinity. Here's a bass amp. Here's you know, a strap.
I
Here's a
think
cable.
my sister, I think, wants and his dad, want to get him into music, and they're really like, I'm like, you can't push it on him. He has to get into it because you're
Yeah,
just gonna. He's not gonna be into it, and then he's not gonna practice. You're just gonna waste his time. Like, say like, oh, but he could learn bass. I'm like, bass would be a good one. I mean, like, then he probably can join bands easier than playing guitar. And
yeah.
then
Bass though, but I mean, I'm gonna say it. Bass by yourself is
boring.
really hard to keep going. Like,
Mm-hmm.
unless, I mean, you gotta show them. Just what's your favorite song? All right, let's learn the bass line.
Yeah, it's like
Here it is.
you got the.
Nope,
It's
you're playing
all.
along.
It's all gonna be
You know,
walking bass lines are gonna be the funnest. Once
uh,
once I learned, I think like, uh, is it My Girl? Boom, 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 boom,
yeah,
boom, and like that was like the first like actual like song I learned. I'm like, that was so fucking fun to play that. I played that constantly because it was the first like, oh, you're actually I know that melody and I'm playing that melody and I'm doing that, and then you kind of off to the races and you start playing like, Chick Magnet and fucking like parts of Longview for the most that you get the main riff and you're like, I'm playing Longview. I'm like, well, there's other parts. Like, what?
Whoa, what are you doing that
That
for?
pre-verse thing, like, what the hell is that? A hammer on? The hell no, we ain't doing that. Triplets, fuck that.
I ain't there yet. Um,
No, we're doing the do 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 do. That's all. We're sticking with that for now.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, he's kind of showing some interest. Like he was, he was in town. They were in town. The family was there. But I'm like, I had a gig and I left, and he was like, oh, he was like talking to my sister. He's like, oh, he's like, oh, he's playing a show. He went to go play a show. I was like, oh, can I go? I was like, no, it's at a bar. He's like, you have to be 21. I'm 10. Well, 11 more years. So that's a no. You can't go.
yeah. He's still. Well, I'm 10. Okay, do you understand the concept?
You have 11 more years.
Still can't go.
So think of how long you've existed plus one more. But it's like kind of cool. He's like kind of showing some interest because I asked him, we're driving around, and then we're like, well, do you have a favorite, band or music? He's like, oh, I like rap. I'm like, I got nothing. I can't relate to you. Do you like Beastie
Yeah,
Boys?
right.
I don't know. It's probably like whatever his friends listen to. So I don't think he's
Nobody likes rap. Okay,
Yeah,
they hate it.
they hate it.
They're faking it.
But it's like I'm like, again, I'm like, if he does show interest, then it's probably could be in a couple more years, and he starts listening to music, and I'd be happy to show him music and have him play and kind of stuff like that. So, but
What if you got like a scaled down Squire for him, or like one of those?
I don't know if it'd be worth it to do that because he's getting pretty big. Like he's 10,
Yeah.
and he's I think 5'6", 5'7".
Get him a short scale Bronco then.
Well, I'd say like getting a full scale one. There's no need to get like a. Well, I guess the short scale adults play too.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, like average height for an adult, I think is about 5'8", 5'9". So I think he might get that. At least that's all. But he's like 10, So
Yeah.
I could not see like, oh, let's get you a small, kid-sized bass when he's just like, he's gonna be, adult size soon. So I'm like getting the full scale, 5-string, 8-string. If he plays 5-string, I'm like, that's it, we're done. No, so, but no, it's fun kind of connecting on that way. Not to say that it's like I didn't before, but now I'm like, oh, he's into the same shit. And then we're driving, and I'm like, well, do you want to go see Superman? He kind of was like, Like, it was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Kind of like, we can go. I have money. Do you want to go? Kind of that thing. And then he's like, kind of was like, whoa, we can? I'm like, yeah, I have a
If your
car.
mom says so, yeah.
I have a car and money. Do you want to go? He's like, yeah. His whole thing was like, whoa, we could just go. I'm like, yeah, I want to go see it if you want to.
I thought you were a loser.
And he was kind of like thinking of like, oh, is this a trap? Like, my sister's like, you can't, we can't do this, or you can't have soda, you can't do that. Da, da, da. And I'm like, well, do you want to? Too bad. No, I don't know what she does, but I'm like, I don't. When I saw my sister, I'm like, well, I want to go see Superman. Can we go? It's like, well, showing's not till like 8. It's not. We're not gonna be home probably till like 10:30, 11. Is that fine? He's like, well, I mean, doing nothing. I mean, we're going to the aquarium tomorrow, but it's not like it's like we have to go now. Although my sister's kind of is like a very like time wise, we got to go. Like it's not like they're gonna fucking pack up shop by 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. if you get there. It's like, sorry, the fish they're dead. I'm like, yeah. So
that just reminds me of that meme. It's like our flight is at 1 p.m. or whatever, and my dad, and it shows 4 million BC. It's like him as a crustacean getting everyone ready for it.
But yeah, no, my sister's definitely an early kind of person. So anyways, but it's just kind of cool. And then we went to go see the movie. I liked Superman. It was a good one. It was kind of like, I mean, I'm not a Superman fan, but I got it, just kind of jumped in. And then
so you saw it.
Went to go see it, and he enjoyed it. He was like super stoked. And he was just like, he's like,
give me a review on it. How was it?
It was cool. It was kind of nice that it had like action right from the get go. There wasn't too much like story that you really had to get. It's like, Lex Luthor.
Everyone knows
Lex Luthor, bad guy. He was actually a motherfucker, and you're like, oh, he's bad. Why? Because Superman's good. Why? And then you're like, why is he doing all this stuff? And he pretty much just says like, because I hate you, Superman. I'm like, yeah, that's a good reason. Can't really. Yeah, he's being a dickhead because he fucking hates Superman. I'm like, good story. That's all you need sometimes. It's like, yeah, have him fight shit. That's cool. He didn't use his laser vision as much as he should have.
It's OP. I mean, it's like.
Yeah, he uses cooling ice breath more, but not laser vision. But that was my one critique.
He needs like new powers, though. I mean, he needs like he needs an update, I think.
But yeah, it was fun. And then we're driving back, and I like, not that I'm an idiot, but I'm like, oh, like I know I need to change how I talk, especially to a kid, and I'm not gonna like just like say, not that my sister like doesn't curse around him, but she's not making a point to. But I was just like, yeah, what about that Lex Luthor? He was a real jerk, huh?
Real bad egg.
Because I wanted to say, like, yeah, that guy was a motherfucker.
To drop a CUNT and then
he was a real
see you next Tuesday.
He was a real cunt. Huh? What do you think, Emery? Huh?
He's just looking at you. The fuck does that mean?
That bald.
I just learned a new word.
But yeah, no. And then he's like, "Oh, do you want to play?"
Bald cunt. What's that bald cunt doing the whole time? You didn't understand the storyline.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah. But no, it was good, and it was he enjoyed it, and it's like because he's a kid, he's like, "Oh, I think that was like my favorite movie ever." I'm like, "Well, you just saw it." But
of the 4 movies you've ever seen, all right.
No,
total dickhead.
It was fun, and also it was like kind of, that's not a movie for his little brother's 4, so I'm like, you don't really want to take a 4-year-old to a movie like that. So it was kind of fun, just me and Emery time, and it was
nice.
his birthday weekend, so he's down. They were down here for that, so it was good. So it was, that was kind of what's new. So I'm like, spending time with family, and I'm like, so yes, we didn't record, and then say, hey, we've extended and took time off for other reasons before. So it's like, yeah.
Well, it worked out because I worked a shitload of days straight because I had to cover the weekend. So last weekend, I mean, I still blamed on you, but yeah, it was rough. It was a rough one, I tell you.
Yeah.
But
I think I did this last time too. I'm drinking decaf cold brew coffee.
Oh,
it's good. Tastes good, but I'm also like, please don't have caffeine in it. Please don't have caffeine. I'm just like,
how do they get out of there? Where does it go?
Where does it go?
So was that your what's new?
I mean, I have
you went first.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of just evolved into that. I don't really have that much, but I've been We kind of touched on it, listening to newish music, new to me kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or like, a band that you like forever and then you realize they have an album that's been out for 2 years that you never listened to. So
Mm-hmm.
Queens of the Stone Age, I think I talked about it last, in the page, but
Yeah.
um interesting music. I do like them a lot. There's only certain records where you kind of stick to, and then you're like, oh, they have new music. I should probably venture outside. If I like this, maybe I'll like their other stuff. Um, there's also another artist that followed. Actually, I didn't know he was an artist for the longest time because he made like funny videos of him talking to himself, kind of like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, how's it going? Oh, it's been a good, just like doing like a TikTok kind of back and forth thing."
Yeah.
PD, his name is PD USA, and then I saw he was playing guitar on stage with another artist that started following. I'm like, what? That guy makes music, and then he has he has some songs that have like a synth that run through the whole thing.
Yeah.
He plays guitar over it and stuff, but um, kind of a funny concept where it's like, you know, one of the songs is called "Don't Tell the Boys" that I really like,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, you and your buddy have like a heartfelt conversation. He's like, "Don't tell the boys,"
Mm-hmm.
that's the premise. Or like, we stayed in all weekend, we watched the OC, like
Oh yeah, the show. Yeah.
the show. I've never watched it. He said, we watched the OC. Don't tell the boys. We just kind of hung out and did nothing. We're cool. You and I are closer than the other guys. Don't tell them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really good song and it's really catchy. So I've been listening to, I guess venturing into new music. Um, but then also I get like hankering of like, oh fuck, what's that one Beatles song I like? And I go back and listen to like Abbey Road, all of it. I'm like, all right, pretty sweet. Or the Eagles. I don't know why. I was like, take
Okay.
listen. When I was working the weekend, I was like, take it easy. I was listening to freaking, uh, you know, standing on the corner and winds away. I was just
Yeah.
like just screaming that while I'm like, hell yeah, this is sick. I'm like, some of those songs are just classic and
Mm-hmm.
and then when you listen, when you read back the lyrics, don't Night Moves is one of those ones where you're like, this Bob Seger's singing songs about like him as a kid having like, yeah, like banging another teenager. Like that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
After you listen to lyrics, I'm like, oh. And then when was it Take It Easy? He's like he talks about trying to loosen my load. You're like, I wonder what he means in that.
Yeah.
Driving down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. You're like, damn, dude.
Yeah. It's a little horny.
Yeah. Like, all right. Take it easy.
Yeah.
All
There you
right,
go.
dude.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Take a page from your own book
Yeah.
there, pal.
Yeah. Jesus, slow down. Um, or I mean, just listen. I just list all the bands I like. Oh, so I listen to this, and this, and this.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, like I go through and listen to the Jam. I don't know if you ever listened to that band
No.
before. It is a very cool vibe. They're British. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, you listen to like the Stones or even, the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't realize they're from the UK in a lot of some of their songs. I guess because they're adopting like an American, like a American accent.
Uh-huh.
You don't but the Jam, it was after that period, after like the British wave, whatever. And you totally hear their like accent and you're like, oh, it's a sick, kind of like you had like the Sex Pistols and the Clash, which were against, they really wanted to, I guess they were I don't know, they're the punk scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you totally heard their working class accents, and that's kind of what they were pushing, not to get like, just from what I remember from music history,
Yeah. In
but
it.
yeah, the Jam is a good freaking band, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I would check them out. They're it's a fun, I think they're from the 80s. I don't remember, but anyways.
Yeah. No, I need to I mean, you did send me a couple things.
Yeah, you ignored them. I knew you would.
Exactly, because I've been just
Because you're
past week or so.
you're dumb.
I've been listening to audiobooks. I've been kind of getting more into that, and then trying to break up some of my podcast listening. I got my staples of comedy and some video game ones, but I'm like, I talked about the Huberman Labs. I'm like, oh yeah, there's some that I pop in and out of that I like, and it's like I said, I find one piece of information. I'm like, that works for me. We can drink Diet Cokes, perfect. Huberman said it was good. It's all about
Diet Cokes are back on the menu, boys.
Well, that, and then I'm like, I still want to get on, intermittent fasting. Because so far I've just been watching what I eat and trying to watch sugars, and then watching kind of crap carbs or whatever. And then
I've been doing that. I've lost about 18 pounds so far. So
nice, yeah. And so I want to jump
fluctuating, but
if I do like you said, like you've done like intermittent fasting, bringing that, I feel like I can kind of push it a little bit more. Because I got to 31 pounds, and then I was like, and I weighed myself.
What were you measuring?
Yeah, that not going anywhere, unfortunately.
Still the same.
But I weighed myself.
Like, damn, why do I get such a big measuring tape for this?
Because every time I weighed myself, I was getting like less and less. I was losing weight, and so it's good to see the needle move in the correct direction. Or what I'm trying to go for.
You have an analog one?
Yes.
Jeez.
So, and then I, about a week or so, I was like, let me weigh myself, because I'm like, I gotta at least lost a pound or two. I didn't lose any. So I'm like, you shouldn't weigh yourself that often. But I was just like, I'm on, an uptick here. I feel great. And then I'm like, I haven't lost a fucking pound. It could be because I had some sodium or I did have whatever I ate the day before. And people say don't weigh yourself all the fucking time. And I'm like, I should do maybe every 3 weeks or whatever. But anyways, I'm like, okay, I need to maybe step it up. And I've been keeping up on my walking and stuff like that. So like I said, on walks, I've been wanting to do something, change it up, because I'm like, I can only listen to Are You Garbage so much. And then, so audiobooks. And then I'm like, I've been trying to get into some story, driven ones.
Like fiction?
I was, but then I've gotten into some audiobooks about back on my minimalism thing, which I do enjoy.
That sounds so fucking boring.
There's a couple of them are great, and then there's one that I bought, and it was kind of a fucking stinker, but I listened to the whole thing because I bought it.
Because you bought it.
Because there was one I did the whole audio or Audible thing where you got a book included, and I really enjoyed this one. It was Essentialism, so the Disciplined Pursuit of Less from Greg McKeown or whatever. It was great. It was really good. It's not about just having nothing. It's about less but better is the idea. So not in just it's not just what you own, but it's what you do and how you spend your time, blah, blah, blah. And it sounds, as I'm not selling it well.
Yeah, you got me. Keep going.
But it just, again, it's a pretty good kind of way of thinking of why think of even if for your job, instead of doing everything, try and be the best at a certain thing, in that kind of mindset, in your life, not doing everything, because you may just jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. It's try and just focus on less and that kind of deal. And then in a comparable is the one that I did pay for and enjoyed. It was Goodbye Things, so the new Japanese minimalism from Fumio Sasaki, and it was,
I think I know who you're talking about.
And then it was, it's read in English. I like that one. That one was great. It was kind of a little shorter, that it was 4 hours. And then the fact that I paid for it and it's not extended. I'm like, well, I just spent $20 a ticket to go see Superman that was 2 hours. And I paid less than that for an audiobook. I'm like, I enjoyed it. But then one that I don't recommend, if you can find it for free, do this, or just get Cliff Notes. Some YouTubers have kind of just already talked about it, is the Digital Minimalism from Cal Newport. That book kind of sucked. Is the idea of
Yeah,
like
they all
less
sound like they suck, but keep going.
less time on your phone, and it really could have been like 7 hours. You could have got it down to like 1 hour.
Yeah,
So
it's like
just
a
kind of the
list.
idea with like,
Like this could have been an email kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
This
So
meeting could have been an email situation.
which I don't mind it. I like some of the idea. It's like of not like just getting rid of everything, but it's also the idea of owning less. Some of the minimalism thing is like one of the big ones that like I'm not gonna get rid of everything, but it's like if you haven't used it in a year, I'm like fuck. Like some of my guitars are that way. I have amplifiers that way. I have that 412 orange that I'm like I haven't used that since 2019.
Dang.
Last time but I still have it. It's big. And then
What
I'm
was
like,
cool?
I know. That's what
God,
I'm like.
the cool factor.
Yeah, but not like I said. Not one thing I think I'm gonna get rid of is that Focusrite Claret 8 input interface. When the hell am I gonna use that again?
I don't know.
Yeah, right. You're like, yeah, get rid of it. I don't even know you had that. Get rid of it.
Shut.
And then one that I'm thinking about, or it's just gonna make me play it again, is that Jazzmaster. I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I really have played that since I kind of got it set up. It's cool and I like playing it, but once I put it back in its case, I'm like, fuck. And then I think about it too, of like, what I can get out of the Jazzmaster and stuff like that is really, I have it in the Nutter, and that's a way cooler guitar that does a lot more, and I have a connection with the builder himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just makes me think about it. But it's also one thing I did like about the Digital Minimalism book was, like I said, it was 6 hours too long. Could have been an hour. Like you could have tightened it up to a podcast probably. Is, just being on your phone less. So you're talking about like Instagram. I'm like, I was like, yeah, looking at my screen time. And that's like, I was like, because you can find everything on Google. It's like, what's the average for American, millennial screen time? 6.5 hours. 6 hours 45 minutes, I believe. And I'm like, okay, I'm not as bad as that guy. But I was at like 4 hours, 4.5 hours, something like that. And I'm like, that's still a lot of time. Like 4 hours of your day, that's like half a work day just being on your phone. Whether you pick it up, whether you're it could be a minute or less that you're looking at it. And I'm like, but that adds up. And the fact that your phone isn't lying to you, it's keeping track of it. I'm like, ooh. So, but did put a limit on apps like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. Put like a 10-minute limit on those. And I've been hitting it every fucking day. And I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think I could, because there's nothing really good on there, is just delete Twitter.
That's one thing. I used to have like notifications on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like basically what it is. I get notification. Look who's talking shit today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, or in this minute, I get notifications every hour. And so I was like, well, shit, I want to see who's talking shit,
Yeah.
Click on it, read into it, and then like get, absorbed into that. And so on my new phone that I don't have notifications. So I don't even open it. Like, yeah, I haven't opened it in forever. Like, I should just get rid of it.
Yeah. And then, so I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, there's nothing on there really except for just like, I don't know, not really political charged, but it's like just you're fed things that just like feed, I don't know, some sort of like, either.
It's meant to keep you on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of like how, like you said, the news is supposed to do that too.
Yeah. And that's kind of what that's
the perpetual news cycle where it's like there has to be something going on. And you're like, is this really news?
Yeah.
This
and
is
there's
like
nothing really that I'm getting out of it. And there's like that, or there's my feed a lot is like, there's a lot of like horny anime art, which is cool. But it's like, I don't
for
need,
you, that's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard in my life.
I don't need to see that. And I was thinking about Reddit.
Probably drawn by a dude who's hornier than you.
Nice. And then like Reddit too. And I'm like, okay,
I want to shake that guy's hand.
Yeah, nice.
Well, make sure he's washed.
You helped me loosen a load.
Driving down the road, trying to loosen my
And
load.
then Reddit is kind of a thing too. It's like, well,
Yeah,
like the one that I had was just is just yeah. There's a lot of you've made all the joke. What's subreddit? There's a lot of horny ones. There's a lot of like
there,
porno ones.
there's more horny ones than non-horny
And
ones.
then that's
I'm guessing.
one profile that I had that I was following a bunch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a man, damn it. And so
If you type one letter in, more than half the things that pop up are NSFW, and you're
yeah.
like, Jesus Christ! I was just looking up guitars,
So
but G
I
came up with goth titties
essentially yeah.
and G hangers
Yeah.
and GW
Yeah.
and gone wild this, gone wild that. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I guess I'm not looking at guitars right now.
hmm
I'm
Yeah.
diving into these.
So yeah, I created a new profile that I'm only looking at like guitar
Yeah,
stuff, maybe even more, I don't know, like frugal
nice.
living tips and stuff that I'm into that is not
So maybe you'll start making some music.
yeah. And then so like I like again with the less screen time and stuff like that because I on my lunch breaks I would constantly either just like I said like eat just but I'm like I can eat like my lunch in 30 seconds just
Yeah,
Kirby it
like
I
a hog with a trough.
yeah I eat super fucking fast good or bad whatever that case may be
Just
but
drop that slop in front of you.
yeah but then I got like another
You.
like 50 minutes that I would just scroll on my phone. I'm like, oh, you know what I got to start doing again? I used to fucking do. It's like, oh, just bring my guitar. And I'm like, I got to start just, I have plenty of them, but I'm also like, oh, acoustic. I'm like, I'm going to bring that crap Squire that I have. It sounds bad, but I'm like, oh, at least it'll be something that I can play and come up with.
Yeah.
Just either just get a guitar in my hands again. Cause I'll tell you what, man, I'm more of a bass player than I've ever been. Like a guitar, I'm like,
More than I ever was.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I am more comfortable. I could say probably I'm more comfortable playing my bass than I am my guitars, which is, sad to say. But hey, So I'm gonna start, playing guitar again, and I'd say less phone time is better. And then I'm
Oh yeah,
noticing that
definitely.
like, I mean, not that it's bad, but like the only notifications I was getting on like Instagram is just like videos from you or Johnny or Co.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I could. Sometimes like I don't have time to watch all these for how much time I've been spending on my phone. I didn't watch all of them, but I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with not seeing this. Nothing is super important. But yeah,
I don't have my notifications on Instagram turned on.
mm,
I do use it, but I don't. I was just getting too many.
mm,
But I'm the one sending freaking. I'm the one dropping bombs and walking away, turning my notifications off.
yeah.
You know,
And then
sending them at 5 in the morning.
mm,
For you guys, sometimes 7 o'clock, I wake up, look at it a little bit. Oh, that's kind of funny. Send it.
boom,
I'm like, yeah,
back to
it's
back.
like 5 o'clock there.
Yeah,
Oh
that and
well,
then I did try something. It's been maybe 5 days.
it's been
It's been almost a week. I switched my phone to be all black and white to make it like
nice.
like less. The idea is like less desirable that you don't want to like see anything. I'm like
Yeah,
yeah, I'm still hitting that like that 10-minute limit on all those apps, which I think like I said I could probably delete Twitter. I'm like
extend.
I'm not gonna.
I think extend a little bit, but
Yeah, it's fine. I'm really also like not getting much. There's some news I don't get as much. That I saw something real quick and then timed out. I'm like, oh, Chase Bliss released something. I'm like, did I really miss anything?
no,
No, who gives a fuck.
no, 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 you didn't.
Yeah. Um, so
I got
yeah, I
that.
just yeah, just like taking a little bit less or time away from my phone or less of it. And then,
Yeah,
like I said, I have been liking like those two. I'll recommend fuck digital minimalism, and they don't not fuck it, but it's just like you don't need to listen to that one. But I do recommend the essentialism and the say goodbye to things. That was, if you do have credits for free or something like that on your Audible, I'd give it a listen. There's some also free ones on Spotify that I have queued up that I want to take a dive into. There was one. It was like the stop drinking one from Alan Carr. I've heard about it from comedians. Like I think Are You Garbage guys tried to listen to it and they said, oh, it worked for Dan Soder. Had him stop smoking. And then I think Kippy said, I've been listening to this Stop Drinking book from Alan Carr. It didn't work for him. They still drink a lot.
Yeah,
Some of those are I've gotten maybe a chapter in, and it's a lot of like, this sounds like, I don't know, like a inspirational book, or what are those called? Like, get, your
self-help ones.
Self-help. It really, really sounds like a self-help one. The essentialism and say goodbye to things don't sound like that. They probably are, but they're disguised a little bit better. And then there's one Jocko one, something about like ownership or something like that, like being like, not taking shit and owning, being a man kind of thing. And I was like, all right, that's on my list. Let me see if I can get through this.
Yeah, I like Jocko podcasts. I don't listen to them regularly, but there are a couple that are just like, damn,
Yeah,
hit really hard. Though, because he usually goes over a book,
yeah.
At least the ones I've listened to. He goes over a book, he reads from it, and then I'm like, well, I'm gonna fucking listen to this book. I might as well do it.
Yeah.
That's rough. There's another one. So I should say another. There's a book I started just yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday. Today's Sunday. Haven't listened. Yeah, I usually do it while I'm driving, but it's called Chaos, and it's about Charles Manson, the CIA, and how a bunch of secret shit that happened like in the 60s.
Yeah.
And just a lot. It's been recommended by a lot of different podcasts. They always reference it. Have you read Chaos? I'm like, fuck. That's like the third, fourth person I've heard. I'm like, all right.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
I think
gonna get it.
Was Matt and Shane talked about it too, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of this I'm sure I've heard, but at least it lines it up in a way. There's a guy on YouTube. He kind of covers this stuff too, like CIA operations or like just stuff that you're like, hey, isn't it odd that I mean, I guess you call it conspiracy theory shit.
Yeah.
But he covers like the real. He doesn't like put opinion in there. He goes, we're going over the MK Ultra projects.
Yeah.
When people reference MK Ultra, I used to think it was just one experiment. There's hundreds of funded experiments that the CIA classified as MK Ultra.
Yeah.
And there's some crazy shit that's come out of it. Charles Manson is one. Ted Kaczynski is another one that came out of it's funny how you're on like this side of like whatever, and I'm completely on the other side of like things that we're interested in.
Yeah, no, to me, I'm like,
you're like, I wonder if I can get rid of this stuff. And me, I'm like, what the fuck happened in the '60s? I like history stuff.
Yeah, to me, I'm trying to be more in touch with myself, spiritual, and what I want out of life, and then you're more about like what's going on with the world, the conspiracy. And I'm like, I'm to be more, in touch with myself, and you're modern material reductionist.
Check out Flesh Simulator.
Yeah.
Also, he's like, what happened to Tower 7? I don't know. Anyways, no one cares.
What happened to Tower 7?
He talks about that stuff too.
Yeah.
But I'm just getting into that book. So
yeah,
I'll report back.
Yeah.
I'll have a book report on your desk first thing in the morning.
There's mine. I think about it. I have shitty book reports. Essentialism is good. Say goodbye to things. Japanese meal. That's cool. The other one sucks dick. Why? I don't know. Move on.
Here's something troubling. I spotted on Spotify while I was scrolling through. Audiobooks for you. The fourth recommendation is The Third Reich, History of Nazi Germany. Like, oh. But the other recommendations are like like there's Game of Thrones also in the same line.
Mine are starting to be self-help books. How to not give a fuck subtly or whatever. It's how to win over people. I'm like, God damn it. Because I've listened to a couple of these, it's like they're all self-help books. It's in my feed. I'm like, oh, I did it to myself. I played myself. But I've like it, yeah. Besides listening to audiobooks and like I said, it's a nice change of pace for keeping up the pace on my walks, and I'm like because it can be fucking boring. But I did buy stuff, so as opposed to contradicting the minimalism thing, I'm buying stuff. I did get a hell of a deal on bass cab. So another.
Oh,
I know. Let's see if I can show a picture of it. They moved
fuck.
the share button on me. Wait, the fuck is it?
Yeah, it's in the middle.
Yeah. All right. I thought I had this fucking thing open. Hold on. Okay. Hold on.
Pause for a cause.
I know. Yeah. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Thanks for fucking me over, Zoom. Here we go. There it is. Here we go. So
Oh,
I got a 2x10 Ampeg. Was it the SVT 210HE, the classic bass cab for $80 on OfferUp, and it pairs
damn.
nicely with the look and actually the output of my V4B Ampeg head. So it's a 100-watt tube head, and
Is this the picture of your
yeah,
amp?
this is a picture of the amp at the studio. So the guy was in La Mesa, our rehearsal space that we hourly deal that we go to is in La Mesa. So I ended up going there before practice, picked it up, and I'm like, either I'm gonna pick up a cool cab or get robbed. But
And it was both.
and it
No,
was
you
both.
robbed him.
Yeah,
Um,
it was
you should
a
turn that. You should turn that Ampeg symbol
yeah. So this was actually
90.
his dad's, and unfortunately, his dad doesn't play
Passed away. Oh,
can't play anymore. He's not he hasn't passed away, but he's like not well enough.
healthy enough. Yeah, that
Which is
sucks.
unfortunate. So he's kind of like not that he knows, he's just trying to get. I mean, he might not that he's like
Just in the herd. I'm sure he has other
yeah, I
amps.
think he's got other amps. This probably was his last kind of gigging cab because it's a tube 10, but he added the handle on the side when it should have been at the top because it's kind of a cab that you would add on top of a 15 or something like that. But he played it
Yeah,
on and he moved the feet to the side instead of the bottom
yeah.
so it would stand up right. That's why he moved the logo. So it looks
Oh,
mhm.
so yeah, it looks odd to me.
Yeah,
That's
it
why.
kind of looks like the if you stood it up the way he had it, it looks like one of the like the little mini 210 cabs that came with like the classic micro.
Yeah,
So it looked like that. But it was actually the SVT 4E 210. And yeah, it's a great. I mean, it's your just take an HLF cab and cut it in half. And then 210 and it's like 240 watt capability. So that's
pretty good.
you couldn't use even your SVT3 on it without like really
Yeah,
possibly blowing the speakers out. Because most bass heads are going to be 3 to 500 watts at least.
yeah. So you gotta use a smaller
Mhm. With
head.
the V4B is the size of a classic, but it's like a third of the output. And as,
Yeah,
in the photo, I had it almost halfway, and it was not killing us because it's 100 watts. It's really not a good bass amp to gig with. I've tried it; didn't really work out in a punk band.
Mm.
Possibly could do it now. Adam plays a lot lower than we used to, especially with the in-ears. But it's an amp that I'm glad I have. Kind of mainly got it for just at home use and recording, which is
yeah.
dumb
And
because yeah,
it just looks cool.
very
I mean, it looks cool. It fits the aesthetic of like, oh yeah, it's not just like oh, I got this ugly ass fucking thing. It's like, I don't know what
it's
I'm trying to say here.
it's a little bit
It
yeah.
it fits the Ampeg aesthetic.
Yeah,
So
and it is an Ampeg. It's from the probably same time, so like 90s stuff like that. A little bit, torn on the Tolex, just like the head is. And because I was playing, when I got the V4B head, I put it on top of my orange SPT or SP212, so like the little compact orange bass cab, and you're like, this looks fucking stupid. You need to get a new cab. I'm like, I'm on it. I'm looking for one. And then because I didn't want to because I see them everywhere. It's like either the 410s, which is not crazy big, but it's also like I don't need it because I doubt the plan is not to gig with this. Really, as stupid as this sounds, it's just to play it at home and record with it. So I kind of was at home practice to have a really good sounding at home practice rig.
yeah, and it's not the Ampeg CL, right? It's not the micro CL,
No, it's not.
right? It
Yeah,
because those look like a mini 810. They have the
Yeah,
little cups on top. This is a
the
different. This is like you said, half of a 410.
yeah,
So it's built. It's
hmm
also thicker wood on the side
yeah,
than the
yeah.
micros.
So it was kind of meant to be like a stackable cab that you would put
Yeah.
a lot of people very common would pair the 210 with an F15. And
Okay.
yeah, so I was never I haven't seen one except on Guitar Center that's like across the country for like maybe 350 maybe and
Dang.
better condition,
Yeah.
but it works and it's beat up. But so is the head that I have, and I'm like, cool. Exactly what, and especially for $80. I'm like, that's a great fucking deal. Like I said, like $200 would be a great deal. The fact that I got it for 80, I'm like, that's all right. So I played it at band practice. Just we play with in ears, but even just having a little bit of air in the room, as you know, your
Yeah.
pants flapping with the air, not like that, but it's just having that like, because I still went DI into our mixer from my dark glass, but even just going into an amp, it's funny. Adam is like, that sounds great. I was like, really, that's noticeable. It shouldn't be. He's like, that sounds great. He's like, wow, I didn't think I would notice because I brought it to practice. I wanted to try out the cab, and also I'm like, well, I'm here. It's here. Let's just hook it up and play with it. And then the band was like, that sounds great. You don't want to gig with that? I'm like, nah, it sounds cool here, but it really wouldn't. I guess it would be fine for me to gig with it, especially because like places that we play are going to be, going out of my dark class anyways. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not super heavy. It's not as heavy as like an 810, obviously, but it's like it's not light. It's like I think maybe 30 pounds, if not 40 pounds. So yeah, it's a cool thing, something that I've been looking for, that I've been wanting, not needing, but I'm happy that I have it. That's a minimalism thing that I'm like, it makes me happy, brings me joy. Hmm? So
Don't mess with that.
that gets to stay. That's one of the rules. Okay. And I could say
Yeah.
that about everything I have. It all brings me joy. Okay. It would
Yeah.
also bring me joy. A gold top Les Paul.
Yeah. Fucking double decker taco. Okay. You know what?
Bring that back for sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of gigs, I did what's new. I did play a gig talking about the one that was 21 and up. Sorry, my nephew couldn't come. Played at the old Tilt 2 bar. There was a touring band that played. Krona, I believe they were called. They're from the Dominican Republic. They've been touring the
Wow.
U.S. for a couple months, and I don't know if they were originally from here, but they live here now. Which it was like the singer. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, also because like the rig the stuff that they toured with, how the fuck did you get it over here? I'm just assuming. Whatever. Maybe they're based out of U.S. somewhere, but they originally that's their claim to fame. Like, we're from Dominican Republic. Whatever. Didn't really ask too much to kind of let's just play the show. Anyways,
Yeah. You don't want to be the guy asking, where are you from? Why are you here?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah, give me all your information.
Yeah.
Is your home open right now?
That drink could use a little ice.
Yeah.
No, you just, you just fucking
Yeah.
jumped.
So, the touring band. So this is one of the rigs that the bass player. He was like, "Oh, hey, I prefer if you're cool with it, everybody can use my rig tonight." And the rig that he had was, that's why I'm saying it's not a light one, SVT4 Pro. That's the 1200 watt guy.
Yeah, 12.
And then an Ampeg 810 classic cab, your SVT classic cab.
Yeah.
And goddamn, now that's
like a bulletproof rig.
a loud
I mean,
amp. Well,
yeah.
not so bulletproof, but we'll get to that in a second. But and then
Uh-oh.
the guitarist there had PV 6505, so that's 120 watts through a PV 412 cab, and that was loud. They were loud, and I'm like, even the venue's like, you turn down, you can turn down, you can turn, and they just, I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah,
Just
you just don't actually touch the knob. Oh yeah, hold on, let me turn that down.
Which I get. I know people like playing loud, but at a certain point, I had earplugs in, and it was still
Really?
Because I brought my camera, so I was taking photos too. It could have been just where I was, but the sound bouncing off the wall into my ear with earplugs, I was like, oh fuck,
Oh,
oh, oh.
my
I'm just,
senses,
I
my
got,
sensibilities.
yeah, it offends my sensibilities. um, but I mean, just a fuddy duddy, old school, old timer,
Fuddy duddy.
old fart right now. But it's just like that's how I'm like, that's my appraisal. I'm like, oh, too darn loud, okay. um, so, but they sounded good. You can't fault PJ bass through a Sans amp into the Ampeg rig.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Damn.
So I was saying bulletproof because he had busted the input on that Ampeg, the SVT4 Pro there. And I was like, he had a really nice Gator rack case with it, and with the rack tuner, with the power supply or power strip deal there, power conditioner. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Power. Fuck.
Yeah. So I'm like, how did you break that with this? And he's like, this wasn't the case I had. I got this case because of that. He had a cheaper rack case that didn't have any feet. So because a loud amp with a big cab was being played loud, so he didn't learn this lesson. So loud that the head vibrated off the cab and fell forward. The cable busted into it.
Oh, because he had a plastic case and they slide really.
Yeah.
That plastic is like Fisher Price plastic. It's just really slippery.
But he eventually got a nice Gator case that had feet and rubber stopping it. So he was like,
that's rough.
And like, yeah. And so he's like, oh, I learned my lesson, so I have to fix this when I get home. And so what he did, he used the Sans amp. He's like, oh, I'm lucky I have the Sans amp. So he goes out of the Sans amp into the back, the effects return of the SVT. So he's using the Sans amp as his preamp, like his actual sound, and he's using the SVT4 basically as a power amp. So he's got 1,200 watts of power, which I'm like, yep, that's still there. It's still loud, even after taking a spill there. But yeah, so the SVT3 and Pro, and I think the 7s and stuff like that, have like the handles in the front that are also protecting the knobs, which it protected the knobs, but he had a straight cable out of the front instead of if he had an angled one, I don't think it would have happened. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Get an angled cable for your amp. But I'm like, oh, Ampeg thought of how to protect the knobs and shit like that from a fall like that. But either way, but it still worked out. Anyway, so all the bands used that rig. I used it as well. So same thing. He's like, oh, you can just, because the first band just used his pedal board. Oh, going out of the Sans amp. It's like, oh, wait, I have a dark glass. He's like, oh, nice. I'm like,
nice.
He's
Got
like,
some props.
Oh, he's like, oh, I'll let me move my board. I'm like,
well, fuck me sideways.
Yes, get this
Christ.
Sans amp out of the way. I have my dark glass here. Did you see the compressor I have? Oh, yes.
Get this trash out of, exactly, in your Cali 76, whatever.
I'm like, that's pretty nice, huh? Thanks for letting
me
use
this.
Yeah. Let me use this rig of yours. Have my way with it. Prima Besa or whatever. Okay.
What Prima? What'd you say?
Instead of Prima Nocta. I tried something. All right.
I'm not.
I don't like it.
I'm just a basic farm boy. I'm a country boy. Mm-hmm. I'm just a Texas country boy.
Yeah. So it was cool. I mean, to use the rig, and I turned it way down because it didn't need to be that loud, and Adam wasn't that loud either. So I'm like, oh yeah, you could. This does go down, just so you know.
Yeah. What do you have? What was it at before?
I was at fucking almost 2 o'clock.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Run that like 1.5.
I turned it to 11 o'clock, and it was still good enough.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking.
2 o'clock.
I barely would have.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
not even.
more than
Sorry, I'm
half.
thinking.
More than halfway.
I think I'd have mine at like not even at 8 o'clock sometimes. Like
It could have also been 2 because there was the preamp wasn't being
Jesus.
used.
Yeah.
But still, that's really fucking loud.
At least on the classic, that I would run it at like 7 or 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And if you touch that thing, you're like, what? It would just you're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
I
very.
had the gain all the way.
Yeah,
Probably need to retube that thing because I burned the shit out of those tubes.
yeah. And that's a long time since you had that serviced.
Yeah, that was. And how much was that? It wasn't that much. I don't think.
I'd probably be at least like 120.
3? Oh, really?
Yeah, trying to think
Well,
about
there's like
my amp that I took.
8 tubes in there.
Yeah, well then it's probably gonna be more. So I think it was like 100 something for my AD15. Way less tubes than that.
Yeah.
But that one needed it, and he's like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, "I've never had this, serviced." So, but what was not a huge complaint. But so I brought my rig to that show. So I had little guy. So I kind of would have been, it'd be funny to put this in front of his rig, but I'm like, it's already on stage. I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Yeah.
And stage square footage at that Tilt 2 is cool bar, but very minimal stage.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want. You're reading books on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, minimal.
That's what you get.
So you get, idiot.
Yeah, you manifested it.
Yeah. So, a thing too is like, we could have like been in a thread and saying, and the opposite of, hey, can I borrow an amp? Say, hey, can you borrow my amp? That would have been nice ahead of time because I wouldn't have brought shit, and the other band wouldn't have brought his shit. So we just had like 3 bass rigs there. I'm like, oh, we used 1. Like, we would have been fine with it. Why don't you reach out to us? Which, as you're a touring band, you're like, hey, it's better to leave that big ass rig on stage and have everybody use it than like, hey, let's try and put it in the vehicle, and hopefully we don't get nicked.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, no. So that was all right. I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I guess we're already at an hour, but yeah, we can maybe bat this around. You were never one to borrow bass rigs or anything, right? You always brought yours and had people ask.
Suffered and did it.
Yeah. And
then, I mean, there's too much of a chance of no one bringing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We play with a band in Vegas. They were also from San Diego, and they wanted to use my rig. I'm like, the fuck? I'm on tour. No, I don't want. Like, if this thing goes,
I want to be the one to break it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I really don't want to.
And what sucks is like the guy that just played with, you played, whatever with let everyone use his rig, but I guess I'm the opposite when I'm relying on it to, it's the first fucking day of the tour.
Yeah,
it's like no.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I couldn't just let it go. It was actually the second day.
Okay, sorry, Long Beach first day.
Yeah.
Or Orange County. Sorry.
Yeah. But no, you're right. And it's a thing too. It's like well, it's also it's not your fucking problem. Oh, you didn't bring your amp. The fuck you drove all the way to Vegas without bringing your amp? Highly dubious. And of course
he lied.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not working right. Blah blah blah. I'm like, and I didn't fucking budge.
Yeah.
I think he put all of his fucking cards down when he did that. It's not working right. And then miraculously
it worked right.
It's working. Yeah, because he fucking saw, it's already on stage, it's already set up, and that one's better than mine. Okay. Yeah. It's better than yours because I bought it.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be better than well, not yours particularly, but I wanted it to be one of the best things.
Better than most, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a standard for a fucking reason. Yeah. And then I am not glad, I don't know, but the idea, nobody ever wants to borrow mine. It is, there's something about having the tiny bass rig that people just think like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and I think I don't know.
Let's see, we're
Having
back to the
something
minimalism thing.
reliable, yeah, having something that's reliable. Yeah, you just keep getting smaller rigs. You have one
Yeah,
that's like in just in your hand.
Tic Tac.
Here you go, Mister Sound Guy.
Yeah.
Smaller than a pedal. What the
Well,
fuck is
because
this
I
shit?
did, because the what I brought to the show was my orange little bass thing. So it's the small head, so 500 watts.
Yeah,
Little orange deal, and I brought an extension cab, which was my SP 212. So not the combo Terra bass, but the cab that joins it, and then makes it a 412.
yeah,
But just the cab, so it's it doesn't have an amp in it, so it's lighter. And then I brought it to practice just to give it a let me test this before. I'm like, I don't see it not working. The cab works and the amp should. I bought it a year ago. Almost haven't played it. Let's see if it works. And then I brought it, and Brian's like, "What the fuck? Where'd you get that?" I'm like, "I got this a year ago." He's like, "And this cab I got 4 years ago." He's like, and he just thinks, like, "You have a lot of stuff." Yes, I do. He's like, "And you keep buying more?" Yes. Have you heard this
That's
book?
me.
So, and he was like, "Man, that's really cool." And it's like, "Wow, that's even lighter than the combo that you have." I'm like, "Yeah." I just keep the idea of keep getting smaller and smaller rigs. Adam has his 1x12. That's pretty much as small as you really can go for him, or that he wants to.
Yeah,
And then, but it's a super loud portable rig for just that bass thing. But I do know that Orange did make SP 210 cab. So it's 210s instead of 212s. So it's even smaller. So it's about 15 pounds or 12 pounds lighter. And it's about a couple inches on each side smaller. I'm like, if that comes up, if I find it, I'm going to get that. That way I could even just have a even smaller rig and still bring it to shows. And to have everybody like, what the fuck? And nobody ever asked me to play it. Except for one time we played with Hardly Human. He had the classic head with a 410, and it like blew out on a song. And then I'm like, oh, I just ran through my combo up there, and he's like, well, this thing sounds. He's like, that's loud. He's like, Andrew was like, what is this again? I told him like, oh, it's Terra bass, but they put it in a combo. And the next show I saw him at, guess what amp Andrew bought? Terra bass.
hell yeah.
The head, at least. He's like, yeah, the classic is nice, but that's not leaving the studio. Nicer to gig with a little bit. But yeah, anyway, so like gigging, or playing gigs with other amps. I don't ever remember you, unless it was like a house. Like,
yeah, unless it was
they were
part of the.
Yeah, they were.
I never asked anyone
to use theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think we played in Canada one time, and we played whatever they had there. We played one time Gallagher's or something, and they had like a shitty heart key or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of sucks to, I guess, when you're forced to play that. But yeah, I've never had like, oh, my amp's busted, I need to borrow someone's.
Yeah.
And I think that goes with having multiple amps to choose from,
Mm-hmm.
And then also because there was time where I think I used the classic a lot, and then I need to take it into, get worked on, and then I'll use the SVT3, and then I'm like, oh, you know what, the SVT3 actually is a lot better,
For live,
believe it or not, live.
Yeah.
It's designed for live. It's like, yeah, believe it or not, it works really well.
Yeah.
But
and I get it. It's speaking from, a place of privilege where some people don't have multiple amps. But
no, yeah, I don't want to sound like with freaking my nose in the air.
Yeah, and I speak from the same way too. Like I said, I have like 3 bass amps. But they're still, and then they're all ones that nobody wants to borrow. Which is great. If I ever get, a 410, like a proper 410 and stuff like that, I'm sure everybody's gonna be like, around the corner, like,
what's that?
Who's that meme of? Is it Anthony Anderson? He's around the tree. He's
oh yeah,
like, oh yeah. Let me borrow that fucking bass rig, baby.
Yeah.
Mine's in
410.
the shop.
Yeah.
I forgot mine at home, but I'm here.
Did you ever have to borrow anyone's guitar amps? I don't think you did.
No,
Maybe.
I think. Well, when we played again that show in Canada, they were big on just having the backline there, and that you had to play it. And it was like, oh, there's a Vox AC30, and I told the story. It wasn't an AC30.
Yeah, it was their
Solid,
valved one, right?
yeah, like the valve preamp and then solid state. It was
Yeah.
fine. I actually remember it sounding okay with the pedal
Yeah.
board setup that I had. But it was like a thing. I don't know. Like I thought that would have happened more. There was rarely. Once we got to it too, people were like, "Oh, there's a backline. We have a cab here," and I'm like, "Well, we brought combos." So, and even to a point where
Yeah.
you borrowed my Terra Base combo, and we showed up. It's like, "Oh, there's a 412 and a 410 cab." Yeah, well, we don't have heads.
Yeah. I don't have a head.
So, but I always, yeah, I'm like I said, I got that little base thing to be able to use situations like that, to where I'm like, oh, I'll use my, I'll just borrow the cab and switch out heads, and I'm like, and that was a show that I'm like, oh, I was thinking about like, oh, I'll put my head on top of hit. I'm like, it's already fucking set up. I don't care. I get that I brought it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. Path of least resistance. I'm like, I'm gonna be a true bass player and not do anything. But yeah, now that's one thing I was thinking of. Like, I've multiple times used bass amps. I think when we played a show with Punch Card a couple times, like, oh, I used Mike's rig. He's got good 410 ampeg cab, and then he's got the 500 watt orange head. I can't remember the name of it. The 4-stroke. That's
Hell
good.
yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, so that's good. He's like, no, you can use it. And there was like a show that we played. I'm like, oh, we're playing before you. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you said I could use your bass amp. Can you get it? I felt like an asshole. He's like, oh shit, he's drinking his beer. Oh shit, yeah. And I'm like, hey, we're playing now. Can I? He's like, yeah. And he's like staring at me. I'm like, and I had to break it down. I'm like, you said I could use your bass amp. Can you get it for me, please? I'll help you unload it. And he's like, oh yeah, no, fuck, I forgot. I felt like just an asshole. I'm like, if this was gonna be a problem, I would have brought mine, but you said yes, and I'm here now, so
Yeah. That's funny.
yeah, just like
He's all relaxing and you're just being a
chilling.
dickhead.
So get it. I'm just a fucking asshole.
Remember that one time?
Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna be an asshole. Well, I lied. I am now. Yeah. Anyways, that was we had a little bit of a topic, some back and forth, talking about audiobooks and
You talked about audiobooks.
No, you did too.
The lamest ones.
You did too.
Lamest.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we're back in the swing of things. I'm sure there's gonna be another delay here and there. But yeah, let's get on out of here. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Thank you for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. We love you for it. If you like the show, you can follow along on social media. Hey, if you got 10 minutes a day that you're allotting yourself to, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We have a group over there. Both of those linked in the description, as well as our YouTube channel. We're posting videos over there. I'm messing with something a little different each time. So upping the quality of the videos over there, so you can watch us as we talk about audiobooks over on YouTube.com. And then if you really like the show, you can also support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you double down for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. If we've missed some over here, we don't miss them over there on Patreon. And you got the whole back catalog over there on Patreon. We have more bonus episodes than we do episodes on the main here. I think we're up to 173. Sorry, that's a lie. 373 episodes over on Patreon.
I don't know. I was thinking 3, but
yeah,
I don't know why I didn't call you out. 1.
You asshole. So yeah, go check it out over there. All of those linked in the description below. But just for the support, we want to give you a huge shout out, a sizable acknowledgement. Kyle, you got a list over there?
I got it right here.
Why don't you give it to me, baby? Ooh.
All right, pause. I can't for some reason the Patreon list won't pop up. Maybe it's because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why it won't. I've clicked it like 3 or 4 times.
Open.
I don't want to crash anything too, so I'm gonna save.
Mm.
I guess I'll save audio. I'll stop audio and save it if that's cool.
Mm. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. All right, that way we have a timeline. Let me get this thing, see if it'll. Or just insert the Patreon list I've read before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we can keep going. I'll just I can put the audio that I have for you here. So cut. All right. There were some technical difficulties on Kyle's end, so as we don't lose the recording, Kyle had his notes section there. Sorry, peek behind the podcast here. Kyle doesn't have those names memorized. What? You don't?
I'm sorry.
Kyle has a list that he was reading off of, and something jammed up on his computer. We don't want to lose the session that we're doing here, so I'm gonna actually, magic of editing. Sorry, I'm gonna use last episode's pop it in. Thank you, everybody. That was great. You guys are awesome. We'll get it right. We'll learning every time.
Learning the bullshit. How I say how PCs are great, and then the next week it fucks up.
Honestly,
I can't catch a break.
Yeah, but we'll get it next time. We'll
catch you next time.
Yeah, see you on the flip side.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.